After working with hundreds of coaching business owners, here is a 8-step framework to grow any coaching business. And if you're one of them who is running ads and not generating high quality leads and you're struggling to grow your business, this video is for you. Watch till the very end to understand how you can position your coaching institute and also generate sales. So let's get started. The first part of this framework is the positioning, which has 4 parts in it. First and foremost, what most of the educational businesses think is they create a course and they start trying to sell. That is, they run ads. And if it was so easy, and if it was about just about running ads, then anybody would have run ads and sell courses. But it's not so simple. And so here is what one should do to generate high quality leads. So let's get into it. Let's understand it step by step. First and foremost thing a coaching institute or a coaching business should understand is what kind of coaching institute or what category do you fall in. So are you an exam based coaching institute? When I say exam based coaching institute, do you fall into the UPSC, CA, bank exam, etc. category where there is a defined date given by the government or any exam body, and students prepare for it? It can be NEET exam, it can be even JEE exam and all that. These come under exam based coaching. Or do you come under skill based coaching? Is it coding, makeup, abacus, music classes? Knowing this becomes very important, because if it's exam based, then the whole marketing will be planned based on the exam results. So there would be some part of the time where most of the energy would be put into branding and building credibility, while the other part would be on marketing. While in skill based, it happens more frequently compared to the exam based. So knowing which kind of coaching industry you fall will define the type of marketing you do. So this is very, very important. Next is targeting. Are you targeting online or offline? This becomes very critical aspect in again scaling your coaching industry. The fourth point in this is market demand. This becomes very critical. Knowing the above three will just give you a idea of what kind of industry are you in. The market demand is what will actually define how well or how good your industry is going to scale. This framework is taken from Alex Hermosi. He's a millionaire. So according to him, for a market to perform well, there should be pain. The people who are in that market should have a pain, and they should have a good spending power, and the market should be growing, and it should be easy to target. For example, UPSC, if we take it as an example, the students have a pain to crack the UPSC exam. So they have the spending power, they pay in lakhs to coaching institute to spend. The market may not be growing as expected, but if you build a strong brand, you can take the market share of the competitor and still grow. And easy to target because so many UPSC aspirants, and it's easy to target. While if you consider music class, which is offline, and music class focused on teens. Now again, pain is very, very low. Parents do not have so much pain that they want to send their kids to a music class. But if it's a NEET or a JEE exam, they would wake up early, get their kids ready, and drop them to the coaching institute. So the pain is not there. Again, spending power. Parents have the spending power, but they can spend it here in the music class, or they can spend it somewhere else in a skating class. The market in an offline location will not grow. It's a fixed location. Maybe a few parents would be increased, not many. So it's not a growing market. Easy to target. Parents can be targeted, but they have multiple options. So in this case, understanding marketing demand becomes very important, because if someone running a music class for an offline location, saying just 4 kilometers, and looking to expand and grow, there is no much scope to expand and grow. Obviously, the next option should be come online and then try to grow. That expands the market in general. So understanding the type of coaching institute you fall in, and if there is demand for your market, if there is no demand, what you should do, this should be clearly known. Next comes is, where do you currently stand? So in where do you currently stand, we need to understand if you're an established brand or an upcoming brand or just started. Because why this is important is the way you market changes completely if you're an established brand. For example, Physics Wala is an established brand now, and the way they market is they directly start trying to sell the course. They don't try to add value or anything. While there are upcoming brand, you may be an upcoming brand where some people know you and some people may not know you, then you need to work a lot on adding value. And just started as you need to fully focus on adding value and not look at core sales immediately. The second part is the positioning. Are you a one man army trying to do everything? Are you a group of teachers like Aha Guru, where you have multiple teachers who are very much experienced and you formed a coaching institute? This becomes very important because if you're a one man army, then the personal branding becomes the institute branding. If you are a group of teachers, then the way the positioning done or the branding is done is will completely change again. Then have you gone broad and not working? So I've discussed with multiple coaching institute. What happens? They start teaching everything. Like for example, they teach physics, maths, chemistry, biology, and there is like one faculty or hardly two faculty who are teaching everything. What happens here is people don't value generalists initially unless and until it's a big institute. So niching down becomes very, very important. A very good example here is physics wala. So started with just physics and then expanded later. So a second option is the another option is Unacademy, where they started with UPSC coaching, then they expanded to SSC and later to K-12 and all those other coaching. So why this becomes very important is when you are starting or when you're upcoming brand, focusing on one niche gives you a lot of credibility and you can become an expert in that particular niche. And the typical example goes, if you have an heart problem, you will go to a heart specialist and not a general surgeon. Same way, if you become a specialist in one particular subject to start with, then you can expand and grow broader. Physics wala started with just physics. Now they are into every other coaching like UPSC, bank exam, everywhere they are offering courses. That is once they reach a particular point and they become famous, the brand is built, expanding to various things becomes very, very easy. So if you're currently doing everything, then it's time to stop and narrow down to one thing so that you can grow from there. The biggest mistake which I see till now, most of the institutes may or may have uh, followed all the step properly and already been in a good condition. And the biggest mistake where I see is they don't define the USP. Basically, USP is unique selling proposition. It says why should anybody buy from you and not from your competitor. So for example, physics wala USP was this unique way of teaching and low price courses. So that is the USP of physics wala. Vedantu guaranteed improvement in marks or money back. So every brand has a USP. Now, if you're just launching or if you're an upcoming brand and you don't have a USP, why should a student buy a course from you? If this is not defined and if you're running ads, you're basically wasting money because people don't know what should they pay you for. So defining USP becomes very, very important. So next is the course price. How is the course priced? Is it looking at the competitor, you have priced it bit lower, bit higher, or you have charged it at a very higher price, saying that I offer a lot of value? This becomes very, very uh, important, and you need to see the value that you offer and charge the price accordingly. And it's not that somebody is charging, let's say 10,000, I'll also charge 9,000. That is not the way. Based on the value that you offer, you need to define the course price. This is all the positioning part. If you have understood till now, you have won the half of the battle. Correcting all this, fixing all this is very easy. Once this is fixed, then comes the marketing and the sales part. So let's get into it. So what generally every coaching institute assumes is the moment the ads are started, people will start buying, which is not true. Unless and until your course is something very miraculous that nobody else is teaching that in the whole wide world and you are the first person to teach it, then you may get sales. Unless, if not, you will not get any sales. So what we need to understand is the buyer's pyramid. So what happens is at any point of time, only 3% of the people are always looking to buy. So they are in the buying mode. And every big established institute is already there. Generally, Google Ads come into this picture where they are searching that they want to buy a course, buy a UPSC course or buy a CA course or whatever it is. They have already decided and they are the top 3%. The remaining 6% are open to it. There where you need to convince them and all that. This 9% is already covered by the top players. If you're an upcoming brand and if you're thinking that I will just run Google Ads and I'll acquire the market share, you're not going to achieve it. You may get sales, but it may not be profitable. then it becomes very important to target this 90%, leaving this 30%, you need to target the 60%, which becomes very, very important. You need to educate these people, so when they come in the buying zone, they know you already and they purchase. This is very important. Most of the educational institutes don't understand this, and this is one of the reason why you run ad saying I have a course, buy, and people out of curiosity will inquire, and when you actually speak to them, they'll not even respond properly, because they came to Instagram or Facebook to do time pass or look at some random things happening in the world, and they saw your course ad, and you made lot of promises. They thought, okay, let me just check it out. But by the time your sales team calls them, they're already lost the interest and you will not be able to convert them. This is the typical problem that is happening throughout the industry, because everybody is running, taking an image from the internet, putting a photo of a boy, like writing 4 or 5 points about I have this in the course, this in the course, and buy now. And obviously you would never buy such a course and you're expecting your students to buy. So this is one of the fundamental shift that has to happen, that you need to add value first, then try to sell, and not directly try to sell. If you're an established brand, you can directly try to sell, but even the established brands offer so much value in first, then only try to sell it. So we'll come to that discussion in the next point. The next point you need to know is CAC, or cost of acquiring a customer. So you need to know how much maximum can be spent on ads to acquire a student who will pay for the course. For example, if your course price is 10,000 and if you spend 20% of it, that is 2,000 in acquiring a student, then you are left with 8,000 rupees as the revenue. So again, you will have other expense and all that. You need to know how much can you allocate for marketing. Why this becomes important is, from this again, will if you say 2,000 is the budget that I can spend on marketing, then a digital marketer can plan what kind of ads can be run within that 2,000 budget to get you high quality leads. And we should also know how many leads are required to convert. If you get 10 leads, will one person buy your course? Then if the 2,000 rupees is the higher end, then 200 rupees, if it's 200 rupees per lead, then if you generate 10 leads, it's basically 2,000. And in 10 leads, if one person buys the course, uh, then the cost per acquisition will be 2,000. So this conversion ratio also has to be known to you very clearly. Now, if the conversion ratio is profitable, then obviously we can scale. If the conversion ratio is not profitable, then we look at optimizing the funnel. In the funnel, what we do is we create something called high value content offer, which is the next point which I'm going to discuss, and we'll try to see if we can do different ad angles. Now, considering the example where we have 2,000 rupees as our limit on what we can spend to acquire a customer, we plan the high value content offer. And this has to be again practical. If your course price is just 2,000 and if you're expecting 500 rupees, within 500 a sale has to happen. It is not practical and it will not happen. And if somebody is promising it, most likely it will not be a sustainable way of uh, giving you results. Then you need to have something to upsell, or more of a retainer. Like for example, a course should be taken for at least 6 months. Those kind of planning needs to be done so that you become profitable. If without that, if you just say my course price is 2,000, I want to acquire a student within 500, not going to happen, not practical. The ad cost will keep on increasing every single day. The most important part of creating a profitable coaching business relies on completely on the high value content offer that you're going to offer for free. Let's understand what is a high value content offer. To create this, obviously, you will need to do the competitor analysis, decode the strategies that they have used to grow. Then you need to build a high value content offer for your business. This should be built on the USP of the business. That is why USP, defining USP becomes very, very important. Now, what is this high value content offer or a lead magnet? This is a solution to a very specific problem. Once, if a user uses your solution to solve that narrow problem, then it will lead to a next bigger problem, that is your main course that you want to sell. But you need to completely solve their one particular problem so that they start trusting you and they like the content that you had offered for free. This is the key to creating value. For example, in case of UPSC, let's say there is a subject, geography. students may struggle to remember various places and the maps and all that. So you can create like 10 infographics regarding those locations and give it for free. While you have a course which is of 10,000 just on geography, then what happens is students who get those 10 infographic for free will use it to read it every single day. They'll look at it, they'll remember, and they'll start liking the solution that you offer to a very narrow problem. Now, obviously, if you upsell them a course, they're more likely to buy because they know the quality of the content that you're going to offer. This is high value content offer. So users will know who you are. Simply Learn has a complete courses put up on free on YouTube, where like if it's a 120-hour course, like almost 20 hours of the course is free on YouTube. Somebody who watches 20 hours for free is more likely to buy a full course from Simply Learn only. Let's say there are two, let's see some example to understand. One is organic and then another one is in ads. In organic, if you see, this is from Study IQ. They have so many live classes going on every single day. They come up on YouTube, they post it there, and they're doing it on a very regular basis, and they are reaping the benefits out of it. Again, physics wala, same way. A daily there would be one or the other person coming on the channel explaining a concept, and they're trying to build organically by giving free content. So they're providing value for free on YouTube, and then building the audience, and then they're selling the courses. Then this is the example of ads. So here you can see webinars being run by Scalar, Kickstart Your Data Science Career. Or this is from Vedantu, where they're giving for 29 rupees introduction to eMagic. They're saying double your calculation speed with 53 secret max tricks by at 29. So this is like introductory offer. They would have a huge course which would cost thousands, but for introductory, for you to understand the value, they are giving it for just 29. So now you understand the high value content offering. Then here comes the marketing. It's not the first step, it's the last step. After doing everything, then you come to a point where you plan on how to deliver the high value content offer. It can be using Google Ads or Meta Ads. Google, the advantage of using the ads route is it accelerates the reach, while organically it would take its own time to reach the people. In ads, it will reach immediately, builds trust and value, and leads to more course sales. Now, if the high value content offer does not perform, then we need to plan a new one and test it, and then again go through the same cycle. So cracking the high value content offer will lead to selling more courses. This part will help you build trust and credibility in students so that you can sell the courses very easily. Now, if you found this interesting and but it was too much to handle in one go, do not worry. At Marketing Beku, we specialize in digital marketing for educational institutes and coaching businesses. We will help you set this up. We'll walk you through each and every step, build a sustainable business, and even grow by running ads. So if you're interested to take on this journey of growing your educational institute, fill the details, click on book free consultation now and fill the details and schedule a call with one of the expert. We'll connect with you and then see how to take it forward. Thank you.